Hello, my name is Ingmar, and I've got a little request. It would be fantastic if you could subscribe, hit the bell button, and then maybe give me a little like. That would be splendid. Thanks. And now, let's start. So, let's have a look at our idea for today, which would be to draw a female comic character starring as the protagonist in a yet to be written gothic horror comic. Alright, so up front we'll be sketching a bit, creating rough sketches. And the first idea would be to think about the shape of the head of the character, at least that. And if you think about the classic horror movies and comics and the like, and how these characters usually look like, then they are, color-wise, they usually have dark hair and very pale skin. I think we'll go right, we'll stick to this convention or this idea, for I want this to be rather a generic character. And regarding the form, there's a basic idea. Once we've got two axes. This one would be the vertical and then the horizontal. And if you have characters with them, or if you're telling a story with a more romantic or maybe also a rather tragic background, or even horror, I think you would rather go for the emphasis for the vertical expression than for the horizontal expression, meaning that we are shooting for head shapes which are, well, rather lean and not so broad. So I'll clean this up. Now I'll just try and sketch a bit around. So something like that could work about these proportions. And in contrast to that, just to illustrate the idea, I just wanted to convey, if you'd have a head shape like, well, this is a bit more like a caricature, but something like that, which would you perhaps reminds you more of maybe a manga or something like that, with huge eyes and stuff. And I don't think this would be good for a horror story. So I'll not go with these proportions and rather stick to these front here, something like that. Also, if you have a look at architecture, if you really have a look at the Gothic cathedrals or something like that, then you also see a very strong, the architects emphasize the vertical, having these huge arcs over there, and these windows over there, looking like that. Something like that, and it all is with a strong emphasization. What I say? Well, it's certainly all focuses on the vertical. Yeah? If you're inside such a cathedral, something like that. Okay, so the basic idea we'll take for the character design. And well, let's use some feature of Procreate, and it's possible to mirror everything you draw. And for that, I would say, okay, on this layer we need to check the there is no drawing guide because I didn't activate it yet. We'll go for that right here, activate the drawing guide, And I'll edit the drawing guide. I would like to have, not perspective, but symmetry. Done. And we are going to clear the layer. And this is our axis. And then we say, okay, this will be assisted, and it already is. So we've got mirroring here. Okay, that's fine. Now, if you've got any questions or something like that, just put it in the chat box, and I'll try to answer your questions. And right now, I'm starting to sketch this character. Just remove a bit of the line thickness over here. This would be the forehead or something like that, right here. And then I would look to make the cheekbones a bit broader, and then going down the chin, something like that. And it still needs to convey a female look, or something that looks like the common media audience would identify as other females, so a bit softer with the edges, around the edges. So now we got the rough head shape, something like that. And now, if I would answer the question, how realistic are we going to be? I'd still go for a rather comic-y look. So I'll increase the eyes a bit, like manga stuff, or maybe Disney and the like. Shooting a bit for the what would be Kindchenschema in English? I don't know. Well, just triggering some instincts here, which make the protagonist look, well, sympathetic and cute and, well, good, so that the audience would like to read the story with her. Maybe a bit sad though, because, well, it's a gothic horror story, maybe something like a ghost story. And somewhere around here we'll have the eyes, and the lids, the upper lids, I'd like to have them rather large, so this also conveys a bit of a, I think, a gothic-y look. So here, and I prefer the angle of the eyes from the left to the from the outer to the inner part to go a bit down, like that. So let's do that. And some high eyebrows, something like that. Well, yeah. Okay, now for the nose, somewhere like there. I'll just define put the nose, and then for the mouth, we'll just take the middle of the eyes, just as if we were drawing the usual portrait, and say, okay, this must be where the mouth ends, and then we get the middle part and the lower lip, and then the upper lip. Okay, this might look a bit like she went to like a plastic surgeon had his go, but remember, it should be a comic, and it should be rather easy to read. It looks a bit, I think the chin is too large for the comic to work. I think we should reduce that a bit, giving her some kind of more chart-like look. Okay. So then the cheeks are too far out over here. I think like that would work better. And she looks a bit sad, maybe a bit too sad. Let's put that up here, rather dark. The pink up here, that would be good. And then let's put up the like a little bit more, or a bit happier than before, like that. Okay, I'm trying only to draw the outlines. Then somewhere here will be the nose. Maybe we should reduce the distance between the nose and the mouth a bit. So there's another feature in Procreate, which is this one. Oh, come on. No, 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 no. Clear. So go like that. And then I just push that up a bit. Something like that. Having a rather short distance to the nose is considered, well, sort of a beauty criteria. So up here, and of course, this is about acceptance with the intended target group. The intended target group might be male. So, okay, the upper head is too large. I think we've got to reduce that a bit over here. And, you know, if you've got any questions, put them in the chat box. I'll look at them every once in a while, and then I might answer them if I can. So, okay, now the ears will be somewhere between the eyebrows and the nose, the tip of the nose, somewhere there. And I'll just outline them roughly, something like that. Okay, now we've got a lot of construction lines and stuff, which I should clean up in the process. Or maybe right now, so I'm having an easier time positioning the throat below the chin. And now is the question, okay, where do we go with this? We need somewhere to end up somewhere here with some of the muscles, because there's a muscle strand from here to there, down at the chest, and so something like that will be here. So maybe we could make it a bit thinner. No, it doesn't have to be realistic. It is intended to be a comic, after all. Something like that, maybe. So the distance to the torso, is that okay? Well, it's not a giraffe. Is it? Is it giraffe in English? I don't know. You know these animals over there with these ears and then the long throat and the, yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, let's remove the safari. Okay, so now that's on the eyes. Will be something like that. Yes, this is, of course, this is not realistic. This is rather comic style, or well, I wouldn't say manga. So, do we want that? Do we think our audience would want that? Could we create acceptance with a character looking like that, roughly? Well, of course, she's bald, and that will be mended shortly. Right. Now, okay, and well, considering the hair, I guess we'll go also with the generic gothic horror character. something like that. Maybe something more like 60s, 70s style. Let's see. I'll just have a very generic, put a very generic hairstyle. Maybe one of these, what are they called? I don't know. In English, these devices to keep the hair back, like that. I don't know, these plastic things over there. Maybe she's wearing something like that. So something like a 60s, 70s style. Okay, part of a short hair up front. Somewhat like that. Okay. Okay, let's go into detail. Add the pupils. Now this looks very much, well, the expression is still problematic, you know. Right, but there's an idea. That's okay. Now, okay, we've got a more or less generic female face up front. Now I will be removing the assisted drawing right here, and I'll try to put that, add another sketch of a female character in order to have a look at the side of her, or from the side, 90 degrees. I would like to perspective thickness. Let's have a grid, that makes it easier. Should be easier. Like that. Assisted drawing is off, alright. But I would like to scale this a bit. Now, where are we? Here. This will be it. That's okay, I think we can work with that. And let's see, okay, over there, this is the end of the chin. And in the side view, or in the view from the side, we also want it at its height. And then the upper end of that is somewhere here, including the hair. And this area is also interesting, so the nose. Well, sometimes I forget this is a computer. Yeah, you're right. There we go. And then the eyes. There we go. This will be somewhere here. The eyebrows. Over there. What else? Maybe this one here. That might be interesting. And the lower lids. Also over there. Okay. Now I'll go and try to create the side view, or the view from the side of this character. Good. Right. Now let's go. I have just the volume of the head over here. Maybe a bit larger. The pencil isn't. Yeah, that's better. Something like that. And then we've got a very steep, or I would prefer a very steep forehead. So because that is, that would be nice, like that. And there would be the eyebrows, somewhere here, roughly. Then go a bit inside for the nose, out here, and the nose goes out again, right there. And somewhere will be the tip of the nose. So this one. Okay, then that's the upper end of the eyelids, of the upper eyelid. And the eyes themselves are somewhere like that. Okay. So this might not look like much, but I think if we put a bit of work in it, a bit more work into the piece, that might do. So, right. So the eyebrows need to go a bit farther back. And well, that's about how much? 10 minutes, something like that. Okay, now go on. And the mouth is somewhere here. Lower lip, just roughly defined. We'll improve on that later. And here's the chin. And now we need to position the jawline. Something like that, I guess. Could be. Maybe we should pull that a bit more out to the front. So I think that is too much. Something like that, maybe. So right now, the lashes here, the eyelashes. So okay. All right, and then we put the iris and the pupil right there. Okay. That looks a bit. The expression is terrible. No. Well, I still need to fix this. Just comment a bit. Until later. Now, this one here. And now the ears somewhere behind the jaw. Well, this is the end of the jaw. There's the joint of the jaw, somewhere here. And just behind that will be the ear, right there. And well, let's put it right there. Should be okay. Maybe we could extend the head a bit, like that. This will be the hairstyle, something like that. Okay. A bit chaotic today. Yeah, right. Now then we've got this hairstyle thingy over there. And then the rest of the hair is controlled by it, so it flows to the back. And the ear itself somewhere there. Something like that. And that is still I think the jawline is too clunky. Something like that. Have to correct it. And the lower lips. That's too far down. We have to correct the eye. The eye is not good. That's not good. Let's put it like that. That's okay. Somewhere there. And the lower lips will be somewhere there. Okay. So that's a bit better. Still far from perfect, but okay. Good. So let's get rid of some of the construction lines over there. And set this over here, and then the hair starting here will be held by this hairstyle device. However, the name would be in English, I don't know. Okay, now keep on doing this. Correct it like that. And let's remove these construction lines over here. Increase the size of the eraser. Still, the eyes are still a problem. That is not good. Still a little work this out. Okay, maybe I just have to fix this later. So we've got a rough drawing right now, and I think I will find this in a subsequent session. Yeah. All right. Thanks so far. That's for today. And well, I think I'll continue drawing this character in tomorrow, somewhere around 8 o'clock in the evening, Central European time. Right now, summertime. And the throat should be like that. And then we'll start inking the character. Shoulders will be somewhere here. We'll see how we can put the spot colors on the character and have some kind of lighting and shading. We're using blend modes in the program right here to accomplish that. And after that, I guess we'll have a nice character design, though it doesn't look like much right now. So, okay, well, let's leave it like that for today. Thanks, and maybe we'll see each other tomorrow. Would be great. Thanks a lot.